with me, boy. Your hands and your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch you turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my at the back that like a pogo. Don't do these they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cable 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a pollo. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Angry and friends with these. Cause when I was down, I so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lost on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. Ain't no give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my range. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. On first down, Stafford here. Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. From the gun, here's Stafford. Being chased out left. Out to the flat for Redden. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On first down, it's Stafford. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. It's a big play. Stafford to Tate. And even 40 yards. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got it first and goal at the 7. Throwing again is Stafford. Flushed out right. Open is Tate. Touchdown, Lions. Golden Tate, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. Prater for the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, gotta go.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. That good for 22 and a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options.
We got. You see it? Run!
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there.
Let's go.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
You see it?
They'll run it now out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Hurry! Gotta go!
Now Cohen. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Blue.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he'll go down at the 28. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll pass up a field goal attempt. It would have been a 45-yarder. Now they'll go for it on 4th. Trubisky going to take it on the sneak. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Let's go. 18. Let's go.
This time, Trubisky will throw. Caught out left side by Robinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They run. This is Cohen. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Lock in.
They'll run it with Williams. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 1st and 10, Stafford escaping the pressure right. He hits Riddick underneath. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions are in for 6. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On second down, here's Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go. Red, up. Go get him. There you go, we got, you see it? Move.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Now they'll run it with Cohen. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Gotta go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Red, up. 18. Hey, gotta go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. A minute 59 to go in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Stafford on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Stafford. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Now Stafford steps away to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
All right, boys, here we go.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you get a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Red, up. Gotta go, gotta go. Hey, 18.
Now Trubisky to throw. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Devon Kennard in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
18.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he's going to go down again. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Here's Trubisky to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Here we go.
This is the newest member of the Lion backfield, LeGarrette Blount. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Flushed out right. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touch. Now Prater to add the PAT. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now 21-7. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Bears on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Trubisky. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
So here come the Lions now. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Here we go. Tight 32.
They go back to Reddick. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Stafford. They're able to locate Wilson. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Stafford now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. Out to the flat for Reddick. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, gotta go.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. So out now come the Lions. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To throw on 2nd down. Stafford. Wilson snags it left side. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Stafford. Buying time to his left. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Tate. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is, because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, 22!
From the gun, Stafford. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They got to feel pretty good about that one.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Glover Quinn. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Cohen. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Nevin Lawson there on the tackle. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
The Bears on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, 18. Blue.
Now it's Trubisky. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do
best.
Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Riddick. And he's going to be taken down here at about the 10. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Being chased out left. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. Stafford gonna throw it. Dancing to his left. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. Riddick with a carry. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Right there. All day, baby. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Three down. Hey, check. Set. Blue 60. 21. 10.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Detroit, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more